This podcast is brought to you in association with Small Beer Limited, Britain's leading cask ale and craft beer wholesaler. Head to all the W's, smallbeerwholesale.co.uk. Now on with the show. Hello and welcome once again to the Gone Off on a Tangent podcast. Very much the gravy on the pie and chips of life. My name's Adam Stocks. His name is Carl Stubbs.
Hello there.
Welcome. Dan Taylor.
Yo, yo.
And that's it. That's it. Just three amigos.
The OGs.
Terry's working away in the background, if you're wondering why he's not here. He's a very busy man.
Busy.
But very much still part of the squad.
Squad goals.
The names on the back and everything else. It's a big jumper, Dan, you're wearing tonight.
Thanks.
It was like a tent.
Yeah, it's a bit big.
You look very well prepped for your six-a-side.
Yeah. All ready to rock and roll.
You look Cheltenham fatigued, Carl. Are you exhausted, mate?
I'm tired.
Big week, wasn't it?
Very.
Very big
I'm
week.
financially knackered. He's sleeping on a fucking bed of notes.
Yeah. It was a good week.
Fun week, though, wasn't it?
No, it was. I'll be honest. Come Friday, I was absolutely cooked. A lot of work has gone into the last week and the leading up to it, and then obviously with last minute when the declarations and stuff 2 days prior finalising everything.
I wasn't that big into it until we went, and it got in the blood. And then now, like, because it was such a good week, like that one day with Constitution Hill and Honeysuckle and the stories wrapped around that is fantastic.
Greatest days racing.
So I mean, it's just historic. I had it on the radio actually because I was working, and I listened to Talk Sport and really good coverage of Cheltenham on Talk Sport, and it was just, you could hear it in the voice, just how momentous.
So much emotion in like that day's race. I mean, the whole festival was fairly emotional, to be honest. From somebody who's like lives and breathes horse racing, it was incredible. I just feel like it was almost like the passing of the people's champion, with obviously Honeysuckle finishing on the inevitable high, which I must admit I say inevitable high. I didn't think it would happen, but yeah, incredible. And just the emotion of obviously Henry de Bromhead following the sad passing of his son Jack earlier in the year, and everything else that went with it. It was just incredible viewing. And then Constitution Hill, it's always a bit of a worry, I think, like when you get such a short price horse that absolutely everybody is like, this horse is unbelievable. I mean, Nico de Boinville must have been in absolutely, everyone was like, oh, Nico's like got the best job going. I was like, he 100% hasn't, because if literally one error and he's fucking hated by everyone. But I mean, the horse didn't disappoint. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Honeysuckle was tight at the line though. It was close.
No, it was always staying. Always staying.
Yeah, but the actual finish, if I remember correctly, was quite tight, wasn't it?
No.
Are
One
you
by
sure?
Probably 2 lengths.
I was watching it. What am I thinking of?
It's a good length and a half, I'd say.
Well, no.
And never looked like getting caught either. I didn't think.
I can't remember. I thought it was quite tight on the line.
No.
What wasn't tight was the Gold Cup.
Yeah, that was fairly impressive, wasn't it?
Just romper-doodle-doo.
I think kudos to
Is that one of the horses?
Paul Townend. It was an incredible ride, that. Just to keep hold of the horse for as long as he did, and get everything else was pushing, and just know how much horse he's got underneath him and the confidence he rode that with after a couple of fairly average rides earlier in the festival. Notably, Facile Vega was possibly one of the worst rides I've ever seen in my life. Honestly.
Got me $5 back, who cares?
Oh, mate, that was such a poor ride. Literally all week, everybody's just been telling you just to save it, save it, save it. Your horse is coming round the bend, absolutely tanking, pulling your arms off. Just keep hold of it, mate. Fucking hell. You've got a young jockey who's, I don't know how old, that Michael O'Sullivan, who was very impressive all festival. I think he was absolutely sensational. Doing what a seasoned pro should have done. He made everybody's decision for him by going. and allowed everybody else to come into the race. Just keep hold of your horse, play it late. It's where that horse is so good. Idiot.
Moron.
But
apart from
opposite. No, to be fair, literally the total opposite end of the scale with Galloping de Champ. Jesus Christ, that's one of the best rides I've ever seen.
It was ridiculous, wasn't it?
Yeah, from like a jockey technical perspective, it was unbelievable, his decision making and stuff in that race. Like, absolutely incredible. But yeah, I mean, Mullins was very impressive throughout the whole festival, to be fair. A lot of his horses that there was some doubts over ran very well. I was happy to eat a little bit of humble pie with some of them.
Did Ireland beat England, Great Britain?
1910, I think it was.
Was it? To Ireland?
Mm.
Oh, that's a big thing for the week.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best result we've had for a while, isn't it? But still nowhere near. I mean, the firepower they've got, I mean, Mullins alone's absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, it was a very enjoyable.
He'll have won some money, won't he, that week?
Mm. Yeah.
You devil.
Yeah.
We had an eventful Saturday night, didn't we, Dan?
Friday.
Was it Friday?
Friday.
Was that good? Last 24 hours.
You had an eventful Saturday.
I had a very eventful Saturday.
You just had an eventful weekend.
I couldn't really cope Saturday, if I'm honest. It's just, there's no club like them. They're just mental. Like, we can't do anything normal. It's just, you're 3-0 up, lads. That's it now. Any normal football club, any fan, right, of any club in the country, you're in that away end or home end, whatever it is, you're 3-0 up, you're packing your bags. You're planning to get out a little bit early, beat the traffic.
Nah.
Not at Leeds. Oh, no. I'm literally saying to my dad that this is great, but I still worry we're going to lose. I've just been beaten down over 29 years of following this club. It's a joke. And once that first goal went in, visibly people shaking round us thinking, here we go. Here we go. And then, no, we, won 4-2. Fantastic. Needed that. It
was a mental weekend for football anyway. Like, Sunday was pretty crazy as well.
Well, the FA Cup games were really good.
Yeah, plenty of goals, plenty of drama. 3 reds in 40 seconds at Old Trafford, which
in itself was mad. We'll go on to that in a minute.
Yeah.
But our Friday night, we met the biggest whopper
we did.
I've ever seen. So let's try and describe it to Carl. So we've gone for we went out with our other halves, our significant others, gone for a meal, a few beers. So we've stayed in the...
Assuming that's why I didn't get the nod.
Yeah.
And you'd be in bed for half 6.
Every time we do it, if you came along, it'd be someone different each time we did it.
What'd be wrong with that?
Just get to know him.
Yeah.
Never see him again.
She was not... Oh, God.
I really liked her. You got to think it's for the female, they're bonding as well, Kai. It's just we know each other already.
I'll be honest, I'd be struggling to bring anyone.
Just brought a mate.
My
and Steve.
my inboxes are fairly dry at the moment.
I've got faith in you, Carl.
I've got a lot of faith in myself, but I just can't be asked to do anything, to be honest. Yeah.
That's where we differ.
I'm really not bothered at the minute.
Yeah, it's fine. It's good.
Anyway, back to your
story.
So we
and the ladies after the meal wanted to dance. So we went for a beer and a couple of gins in the Cardinals, and they went off for a dance. Absolutely fine. A couple of hours later, I went to go find them. And we found them in a regular shit establishment where ladies go to dance. We didn't really want to be there, but it is what it is, isn't it?
It is.
They wear the trousers. So as we're sat having a beer while they're dancing, we witnessed, I don't even know where to start, the greatest thing I've ever seen. Not even on a dance floor. Just, wow. So he's a middle-aged bloke, Carl. Right?
I would say early 50s.
Early 50s is good. Looks like a dad's escaped, right?
Yeah.
They've got 2 tequila sunrises, and he's with a lady friend. So they've come over near the DJ booth, put their drinks down. Pretty normal to start with.
Yeah.
Don't even notice him. Just normal couple. And then he proceeds to start licking her and gyrating on her. He's a big lad and all, wasn't he? He was a bit of a unit.
When you say licking her?
Licking her.
I mean physically
actually
licking
pulling
her,
her hair back. Like grabbing the back of her hair as if something else more sexual was going on and ripping her hair back. It was the way, lifting her up, spinning around with her. And then I started to notice other tables starting to laugh, video footage, and like what the DJ starting to say on the microphone, that's enough, fella. Just calm down a bit. He went big time, Carl. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, each their own, but just wait to get home.
No, it was.
Let's not get me started on that.
It was weird viewing, wasn't it?
I fucking hate PDA.
This was the wildest I've seen, though, Carl. He was literally like licking her neck and pulling her hair back.
What?
Middle-aged couple.
Have you not heard of that before?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
I hate it, mate.
Carl is now being shown some video footage, I'm assuming, of
I've had
thingy.
enough of that already.
We can't tweet it. It's bad, mate. It's bad. Really bad.
I genuinely have an issue with like.
It's not great, is it?
Like even holding hands in public annoys me. So.
Like even when he was threatening to take his shirt off and all sorts.
And the DJ was like, "All right, calm down, son."
It was honestly.
Was she enjoying it? Or what?
No, she looked embarrassed the whole time. I was kind of hoping it was like a first date that had gone badly wrong. Wild.
Yeah. I'm just not. I hate shit like that.
I'm not a big fan. It was laughable though, mate.
People like I don't. You can kiss each other in public, as in a peck. Any more than that, get
A full-on snog is just
no.
Get a grip.
What do you need to do that for in public?
Exactly. Wait till you get home.
Yeah, like I hate anything like that. Holding hands is fucking borderline.
So come find us in a pub. Dan's got the video footage and we'll show you. It was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
I actually forgotten
The state of it.
Oh, it's fucking awful.
You enjoyed it very much though. You were watching him in the mirror.
Yeah.
So you weren't getting clocked.
What, me and the other 30 people that was staring at him? It's fucking
knob.
weird.
Do you think he had beer fear the next morning, or do you think that's just pretty?
No, I
stupid?
think it's just that it looked like it's the sort of guy's bravado even. Well, also, just to cap it off as well, put his coat on to leave, the big I am leaving, and the bird walked off, the lady walked off. Not in a huff, I don't think, we walked off. And me and he were pissing ourselves, and he went, wait, and put his hand out.
I forgot about that.
Wait, and then
Like he's
extended
turning
his
down a
hand
single.
out. Like, and then you cricket reference.
No run!
Unbelievable.
Minus love a shame. Yeah. Night out.
Wait on!
But yeah, right. So that once we had that hilarity, back on the FA Cup. I thought the Sheffield United game was an unbelievable advert for the game.
Climb out, mate. You're only talking about this because Ian's asked you to.
Ian's gone to Wembley for the third
Nobody
time.
actually gives a shit.
It was a great cup tie.
You said Ian texted
Club
you,
Wembley.
and now you've bowed down.
I don't know. Well, you're not coming then, Carl.
I'm not
When
bothered.
Ian sources out with a bit of corporate hospitality,
Couldn't give a fuck. I don't care.
we'll wave to you from the back.
That's fine. You've not seen me.
He'll be watching a horse race
I'll be,
anyway.
I'll be either cycling or somewhere else.
No, actually, it was a great game.
Yeah, no worries. Ian's had his shout out now. Let's move on.
And the only disappointing thing is the two Man City boys weren't able to play. The one who got the winner, Tommy Doyle, innit? Tommy Doyle? Yeah. Who they said on comms, both his granddads, played in a FA Cup final or something in the 60s, no more really, in the 60s. And there he is, spanking one in the top bins, Carl, that you don't care about. But he can't play because he's on loan from Man City, and neither can McAtee. Again, he's on loan from Man City. They'll have him for the playoff push.
I don't
Promotion push.
I don't really understand that because it's not going to make any difference whatsoever, is it?
No, it's not great. I'm hoping it gets not overturned. I hope they allow them. I don't know what the rules are. They might not be able to do anything.
It depends.
It's not like they're listed in their squads for the season or anything, is it? So
They'll still get in ahead of Calvin Phillips.
yeah,
He still can't play. They played Burnley and he still couldn't play.
Carl's got a call up for England as well.
Yeah, he's got a call up here.
Played just as many minutes. Fucking outrageous.
Ridiculous, isn't it? Absolutely ridiculous. And then the Sheffield United manager was like, whip ball without ball. Said, the only team I don't want is Man City. Out they come. Then yes, the Fulham game, Carl, which you may equally be as not giving a shit
He
about.
definitely watched that.
Wild.
Because he did mention it in the cricket group.
Have you ever seen a player get as upset about something that couldn't be any more of a red card if it tried?
Mitrovic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you so upset for, mate? It's definitely a red. It's not even contentious. It's a red.
I genuinely don't think I've ever seen a team completely fuck up a chance.
Blow
going through
And the thing is,
all my life.
the manager's got no leg to
He's
stand
got it all, hasn't he?
because he can't say, well, fucking hell,
I
lads,
mean,
you let us down. It's just like he's been frog marched down there. And all.
Their disciplinary record this season's fucking woeful anyway, but crikey.
Yeah, and they were in control.
Yeah,
They
played
battered
really well.
United.
They
for
were
70
all
minutes.
over him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they played really well, and
It'd
then
been
just to
a bit
lose it all.
How to capitulate in
Yeah,
40 seconds.
The fact the goals were so quick
That
as well.
that De Gea save from the header just before all that.
Yeah.
That would have been that was probably, that would have been game over, I think. But yeah,
Not great with his feet, is he? Hey, he looks like an absolute bomb scare with his feet.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be there next year, to be honest.
No. Who's the Forest kid that's on loan from there?
He'll not be.
He wasn't there either, will he?
Dean
Slagged him off,
Henderson.
didn't he? That's it, Dean Henderson. Slagged him off, didn't he?
I think they'll get somebody from Portugal or something.
Hate to say it, but if they sign Harry Kane, they're definitely in the title race next year. Definitely.
I think they're in the title race with Ten Hag anyway.
But I think they've got a real go if they can get a striker. You can't have Vegas up front ambling round, can you?
Why not?
Because he's shit.
Well, he's not, though, is he?
Yeah.
No, he's not. Oh, mate, honestly. You're gonna
Go on, list some attributes.
No, honestly, you're going to wind me up with this. You are
Why?
such a narrow-minded football fan. It is unbelievable.
What, than the shit Dutch Peter Crouch that's just ambling
can
round?
Can you not see what he does?
Yeah, he does loads. I've only seen him live twice. Does loads. He's dog shit, mate. He runs around a bit.
Okay.
So you're telling me someone like Harry Kane wouldn't be a massive upgrade? They are, lads. The Man United fans listening, just keep Weghorst. Don't bother getting Harry Kane. Might soon be the top goal scorer in Premier League history. Just stick with that Dutch clown. Yeah, you're fine. On that Weghorst. They couldn't keep Burnley up.
yeah. I mean,
Unbelievable, mate. Your football knowledge is fucking abysmal.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Shocking, Cal. Yeah, because I can see what everyone else can see.
Yeah.
Have you seen him live for 180 minutes in person? No. Have I? Yeah. That's right. You watch on the telly for 3 minutes.
You give man of the match to the person that scores, though, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Why not? Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I do.
That is literally what you
Yeah,
say.
yeah,
You
yeah.
don't
Yeah, because
see
I'm 9. Yeah.
anything off the ball.
Yeah, I've only watched football for 29 years live, yeah.
this is fucking brilliant.
I know nothing. I know nothing. He says, fine. I know absolutely nothing. It's fine. Can't judge a footballer.
Fucking nerves being touched left, right, and centre here.
Don't buy Harry Kane. Don't bother. It's 100 million. Don't bother.
I don't think I said that, to be fair. I was just defending Weghorst.
Mate, yours, is he?
Yeah.
The old windmill.
He's a bit of a battering ram.
He's
added a new dimension to United, I think.
That's he. Dog shit, apparently.
Well, he is. In comparison to proper strikers.
He's not the best.
He's doing a
striker.
job,
He's doing
as
a
in
job.
he's up top and they didn't have a striker. But that's where it starts and where it ends. Like, he's doing a job.
And he's doing very fucking well at it. He's the most selfless centre-forward I think I've seen for a long time.
You've never seen Patrick Bamford. Captain selfless.
Do not even get into that conversation.
Oh, he's got more Premier League goals.
Oh, this is brilliant. I feel like we need to move on because this is just going to go back and forth like a really shit game of tennis.
He's very functional, don't get me wrong. Very functional. And like I say, for the team, he's doing a job for them to give them structure. But as an actual footballer, he'll be playing for some Dutch second division side next year. Or someone low down in... Where's he on loan from? Besiktas via Burnley, innit? Burnley via Fenerbahce?
Fuck no.
So he's out to pasture in Turkey.
Bit like Dele Alli.
Oh, he's on my list. What's happened to that kid?
He's a fucking idiot, is what's happened to him.
It's all between the years, isn't it?
Of course it is.
It's a shame, really, isn't it? Could have been so good.
He had a huge future ahead of him, didn't he? And in that All or Nothing Spurs doc, Mourinho basically called it how it's happened as well.
He nailed that, didn't he?
Absolutely on the head.
Thing is, it takes strong managers, and Mourinho did try, to be fair to him. But you look how Ferguson wrapped Giggs and others up, and you saw like someone like Gaza say, if I'd had a better manager, or not a better manager, but if I'd had somebody strong like Ferguson, I'd have had an even better career. And then you way Guardiola's handled Foden, and look at him now. I mean, a lot of his personality, clearly, and there's been a couple of things in Foden's life where he's had to be peeled back a bit, but you look at how he's been handled. I mean, has Dele Alli not had that? He has, surely. Someone like Mourinho being really strong. In all seriousness, what do you think's happened? Just got too carried away.
just ego. Got to the height of his career when he actually, when he made the England squad in that World Cup, and then after that, he just.
I don't know what year it was when he was unplayable.
And then he just dropped off the face of the earth, didn't he? And he was fucking terrible at Everton.
He just didn't want to be there, did he?
No, he didn't want to be anywhere.
In a relegation scrap. You've got to put your big boy pants on. And
his attitude's just been honking since he fell out of love at Spurs.
Weird. Really weird. It's a shame because he's such a good player. And now he's literally won't be picked in the matchday squad now, apparently, according to their manager.
Oh, it's not going to play another minute for him.
Ridiculous, isn't it?
So,
talking of ridiculous, what do you think of Viera getting the pull?
I think it's premature. I think you got to take into consideration that
they are banging trouble.
They are banging trouble, but they haven't had Zaha for 5 or 6 weeks of that.
He was a constant threat versus Arsenal. He's always a threat, to be fair.
And I just don't know who else they get to save him. Really, I think.
You don't reckon Hodgson's the man?
No, fucking Jesus Christ.
Thing with Viera is once a club has decided to commit to playing not a style of football, but a better style of football, and try and get out of that constant cycle of nearly getting relegated, put in dinosaur managers in, and just that constant state. They had Pulis, Warnock, Hodgson, all within Pardew, all within the space of sort of 5 or 6 years. All the dinosaurs collected. So the brave decision to go, right, we're going to get out of that cycle now. We've got a good young group of young players. Elise, obviously Zaha's not young, but a good player. They're Conor Gallagher on loan, all these sort of things. We've got Gay from Chelsea, centre half, loads of good players. So we're going to get out of that cycle now. We're going to play some good football. We're going to kick on. They have one good season at it where they overachieve and do really well, and Viera's rightly gets the plaudits. Then the first sign of it going wrong, that's it.
Yeah.
So what they do now fascinates me. Do they put another coach in and try and stick to the plan and just admit that whatever happened with Viera happened and he's had to go? Or if they go to a dinosaur, you're just back in that loop. You're back in that cycle.
Yeah, like I say, I think it was premature. The thing is that there's a lot of there's actually more teams in the relegation battle than you actually give credit for.
It's like 12 downward. Everyone other than Villa is involved.
Yeah, of the bottom half.
Villa got 38, I think it is.
Yeah, they're a bit clearer than everyone else. But
yeah, Villa on 27 games, 38. Palace 12th, 28 games gone, 27.
Yeah.
And then Wolves 27, then us 26, Everton 26, it's madness. Forest 26, Leicester 25, West Ham 24, Bournemouth 24, Southampton 23. So everyone can get out of it and everyone can drop into it.
It's mental.
There's never been a year like this.
I don't think so.
We've got a -9 goal difference as of Leicester. I don't know what that tells you, but looking at that, his goal difference could be crucial towards the end of the season. It's just really weird. And Palace haven't won in the new year. They went 4 games without a shot on target. They got one. They scored on the weekend and a couple on target. But yeah, who's in the betting odds? Is it Hodgson?
Oh, well, I'd heard his name whispered about. I didn't actually know if it was serious or not.
Sky were reporting that they were in discussion with him.
A bit predicting.
It's just like I say, it would just send you back to that cycle, and you've in theory you've got out of that cycle. So I don't know why you would do that.
Roy Hodgson's 1.17.
Is he? Who's next then? I have interest.
Paddy McCarthy at 6-1.
Paddy McCarthy, the guy that's got it now. He's just
Assistant, is he?
21's manager.
Marco Bielsa.
Is he? He's on the run, is he?
Yeah.
Same rule applies. I'll cry. Next. He'd love it there, actually. Because they've got like younger players.
Addy Hutter.
Well, Talk Sport, because I flicked it on straight away when he got sacked. They were saying that, Lampard and Jesse Marsh were the two that they were apparently in talks with.
I'll be honest, if Lampard gets
14s.
another top flight job, fucking hell.
They want shooting, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
They deserve everything that's coming their way.
Absolutely.
But he's another one. I think I've said this before, but he fascinates me, Lampard. I've obviously got hatred for him that I can't hide. But in terms of playing style. His Derby side played really good football. And then he tried it at Chelsea. And the first sign of nonsense at Everton, and he just reverts to this really weird style of football. It's just no bottle in it at all. But yeah, it was an early... Would you have sacked Viera? Does that have interest?
No.
Carl? What would you have done? You're in the chairman's suite. You haven't won all in the new year. You've probably got enough to be fairly comfortable, but you can't stop losing. What are you doing?
Don't know.
Premier League money at stake. Think of your bank balance, as they always do.
Grass ain't always greener, is it? I certainly wouldn't have sacked him without somebody else lined up. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, the only saving grace for them really is that they've got the international break to cover their asses a little bit, to give themselves 2 full weeks, get the Arsenal game out of the way in 2 full weeks to bring somebody in.
Arsenal game went well.
Yeah. Well, they did score, though, which is the first time they've done that for 4 or 5 games. It was a tap in from a corner, but still, they all count, obviously. Who's seen the news about the World Cup and how do we feel about it?
No.
You haven't seen it?
No.
So we're going from 64 games to 104 games.
I have seen this.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gaining football matches. 12 groups of 4 teams. The top 2 teams will advance to a round of 32 with the 8 best third-place teams. So we've just had an amazing World Cup, which was full of drama, and like every last game, almost every like meant something. And we're going to absolute slow burn into the 32s.
It's worse than the Big Bash.
So the decision to grow from 64 to 104 matches rather than 80 originally planned in 2026. So they've put more groups in. You love this bit. There was a meeting in Rwanda adding matches. FIFA chase its target of more than 9 billion revenue. But it's not money driven. It's football based. But it does solve a format issue, apparently.
No, it doesn't.
But the 9 billions...
It creates another headache.
It's a lot of games, that, innit?
It's perfect how it is.
How many weeks would you work for to watch the full tournament? It'll be 4 weeks. How many weeks is the tournament now?
About 4.
About 4. So it'll be at least 5. Maybe even 6. Is it 6?
Yeah, to get another 40 fixtures in.
How many games a day are they going to be? God, there'll be some divorce that year. If I was a divorce lawyer, I'd be queuing up in 2026. You watching another one? Are you watching another one? Yeah. Iran versus Iceland's on next. I can't miss that. It's the best game.
Followed by United Arab Emirates versus fucking Swahili.
Can't miss Canada versus Mexico.
What a load of shit.
Can't be missed. Well, they won't be in the same groups. They're hosting it. It's a cool one to go to, though. It's across 3 countries, isn't it? Canada, USA, and Mexico.
Yeah, but it's just
Pure corruption, isn't it?
Is this confirmed?
Yeah, it's done.
Ah, for fuck.
Rubber stamp last week in Rwanda.
By Suella Braverman.
She was in charge.
Fucking what a cunt she is.
Yeah, she was in charge of the negotiations. Everyone's getting 9 billion. Ridiculous, isn't it?
Nonsense.
So eyes down for a full house in 2026.
Fuck.
Start sorting your second house out now. Conte.
He's only sort of fallen asleep. That's all right.
Was he right to say what he said?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's been brewing for a long time. Pochettino basically alluded to the fact that it was like that back when he was there.
I've got mixed emotions on it. I was chatting to a Spurs fan and they were saying he's right with what he said. Absolutely. It has been like this 20 years.
Probably gone about it a little bit.
Yeah, that's him. I mean, he's just trying to get sacked, I think. But you're still the manager.
Yeah.
And you still have tactical options and you can still want to win a football match even when 2-3-1 up, what have you.
Yeah.
The fact that you shut up shop and allow it on must frustrate the hell out of the Spurs faithful in that way. And that as much as obviously it's a penalty and it's young lad, I think, that's giving it away, it's unfortunate. You can choose to play a certain way.
Yeah, exactly. He's
uber negative. I mean, he's got him results. Don't get me wrong. He's really well decorated. He's got every trophy going near enough.
I think it has been a matter of time, but he did what Fulham did, just completely lost his fucking head and let it roll off and out the conference.
It was brilliant to watch, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Watching a bloke.
Because you just don't get that, do you, normally? No. We've had it with Mourinho where he's said wild and crazy things and just sort of gone for it, but it's crazy. I mean, I don't know what Spurs fans, what they think anymore. Like, they've had that many false dawns, haven't they, as a football club? So close they can taste it, and they just...
Yeah.
We talked about earlier, like Sheffield United. There's no way they should be going out to Sheffield United. They should be in the semi-final now. There's Sheffield United, Blackburn's run into the semis,
yeah.
And then obviously it gets tougher when you got Man City. But they should at least be at Wembley, trying to get in the final.
So Spursy.
It's why that saying exists, isn't it?
Yeah, and it comes out every year.
Your brother's a Spurs fan, isn't he?
Yeah,
what's he thinking?
Side, yeah. Well, interestingly, there was a bit of chat in the group the other night about it. Actually, bear with.
Talking with yourself.
Yeah, Carl's asleep. Yeah, basically just saying. I think unless you're a Spurs fan, you just don't understand, the points that are kind of being banded about. But it's kind of like a very small cherry on the top of a fucking big cake. It's kind of...
It's been coming, in it?
Yeah.
For a long time.
It's... Yeah, basically, he's called them out for what it is. And the fact that they didn't win 3-1 was irrelevant. He agrees to preserve his own image, but Spurs as a club make out they want to succeed, but in reality go out of their way to ensure that they don't. It's sly, candid, and they won't budge on certain things that are required to compete at the top. Pochettino got them to the Champions League final with Winks and Sissoko in midfield and no Kane for half that tournament. Said to Levy, I need X, Y and Z so that he can win things, and they gave him fuck all. Left him to fail and got sacked. It then sacked him after the 7-0 loss to Bayern, which essentially was created by themselves, knowing that he wasn't going to succeed with the players that he had available. Brought in Mourinho to win a trophy. Spurs were desperate for it. Offered him a fucking boatload of money to deliver, and he got us to a League Cup final, then sacked him 4 days before it to avoid paying him the win bonus. They were desperate to part company with 18 months later. It's absolutely rotten and needs new direction. Levy can't take us any further.
There's not many clubs that, as a business, are better run. I mean, they're lucky they're in London, don't get me wrong, commercially. They've got a lot to offer, but the stadium bill, I mean, it's an impressive stadium, but they're just a business, aren't they? It's a bank, isn't it, effectively?
Yeah.
Football bank. There's no actual joy for the fans. They're seen as transactional.
Yeah.
But then saying that, how many years is it since Arsenal last competed?
Yeah, I mean, it's...
And the stadium move was supposed to spark that. And it's taken them this long to finally go for a title.
I don't know. It seems to be happening more with Spurs than it does anyone else, though.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Do Arsenal get over the line, do you think?
I think that Reece Nelson goal the other week probably...
Where's your money, Stubbsy?
Arsenal has been all year.
You reckon? They're 8 points clear now. So even with that game at City to come, cuts it down to 5. So
I'll take it to 11.
Is what, bud?
I said that'll take it to 11.
Yeah. It's game on, innit? From so close they can taste it.
I don't rate City this year at all, to be honest.
Do you reckon they've got one eye on the Champions League, though? That's what they really want.
All they care about.
You can almost see it, can't you?
They don't give a shit about anything else. They've won the Premier League enough times. They don't need to waste energy on that, do they? The thing that Man City want is that Champions League. They've never won it, have they?
They've not even come close, have they?
Well, they've had semi-finals, haven't they? Have they been in a final? Yeah.
Who did they lose to?
Chelsea, was it?
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, But even that, they didn't compete. And Guardiola just weirdly gets it wrong. He just makes really strange decisions in semis and stuff. I mean, have they got Bayern in the next? Is it Bayern in the next round? I think it is, isn't it?
I don't know.
I mean, you couldn't ask for a tougher draw, could you? If it is,
Man City getting a tough draw. Fucking hell.
Rare that, innit?
They'll struggle to play Huddersfield in the Champions League.
The sheer gumption of that team selection versus Burnley, by the way, was proper piss taking. All right, lads, you can play some slightly worse players.
Yeah.
Poor Calvin was still sat there.
Yeah, fucking hell. Can't do anything, can he? We did say at the time when that transfer went through that it was a bit of a...
They bought him to
strange
stop
one.
somebody else getting him, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. So they play Bayern at home first and then go to the Allianz on the 19th. So that'll be very interesting.
They got a bit of a rat in the dressing room at Bayern, apparently.
Have they? What's that all about? What are you telling me?
Oh, they reckon that someone's been leaking team information and stuff, and they got beat by Leverkusen yesterday. And I think all eyes are on Cancelo.
Oh.
So, be
Well,
interesting.
he hasn't been playing much, has he?
No, and did he leave City
What's
on
the
bad
Bundesliga?
terms?
Yeah.
So
Really bad terms, yeah, but God, there's something's happened, I reckon.
Yeah.
I don't know what, but something has happened, apparently.
Yeah.
Haaland got a few more at the weekend, just topping up.
Just fucking
42 in 37.
shit.
Has there ever been a more obvious thing that was going to happen in football?
What? As in, what's going to happen after they signed him?
Yeah. So best side in the world, not technically, you know what I mean? Like one of the best sides in the world, sign Wunderkid,
Yeah.
comes in and just gets
And
42 tap-ins.
And has an absolute boatload of teammates who are prepared to or capable of putting the ball on a fucking sixpence for him as well.
What I thought was funny, though, in the Leipzig game, all the talk in the build-up, Guardiola had basically said in the press conference, he does need to work harder, he needs to add more. And literally, one of the goals came from him charging the goalie down to force an error. I thought, oh, interesting.
Taking it on board.
Somebody's listening. And he thought, did that a couple of times, I think, and forced the issue. He's just a machine, isn't he? Even his there are obviously a lot of them are tap-ins, but even so, you look at them and think, okay, they're not easy. Like there was one on Saturday where he was falling backwards and he still managed to compose himself and rattle. The first finish, I don't know if anybody's seen this against Burnley, where he toe pokes it through.
Great
It's a genius finish.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's just
Great finish.
got a slight second to think about that and just poke it through. Just get the goal. The goal has got done really well to come out. Interesting. But yeah, where next for him?
50.
Because he's got to be eyeing up his next move and stuff, isn't he? Because he's not going to stick anywhere for long, I don't think. Spain probably next.
Just going to go break records and then fuck off and break them somewhere else.
They reckon Ancelotti's going to leave Madrid, don't they? Going to go to the Brazil job.
Really?
I think Barca went something like 12 points clear last night with a win over them.
What was the score last night in the end?
I don't know. I'll have a look. But the
Between who?
Barca and Real Madrid in the El Clásico.
And it was 1-1.
1-1, wasn't it?
But they've gone ahead of him, I think.
I don't think that can happen from a 1-1.
No.
2-1.
No, it's 2-1.
2-1 Barca.
92nd minute. Frank Kessie.
Kesse.
You made him come from Scunthorpe.
Manchester.
Yeah, 12-point gap. And apparently Rafinha was another old Leeds boy last night. Was played well, apparently. I knew we'd find La Liga a doddle.
It's fucking... There's only about 4 teams in it, isn't there?
It's a pathetic league, really, isn't
It's
it?
fucking shit.
Although I must say, when you watch one of the games in it, whoever it might be, the standard of football is in terms of technical quality is really good to watch. But all the games, about the Bundesliga, all the games seem to have a similar pattern. You get that Red Bull bang bang style in Germany. They all seem to play. Whereas here, you get such diverse football. You don't get a lot of the old long ball these days, but you do get like Dyche doing it. I mean, even Brentford's style to watch is fascinating.
Yeah.
How they've gone about things and how when Sheffield United went up, how they went about it with loads of sort of tactical ingenuity and getting the centre halves.
On Brentford,
Yeah,
how the fuck? I can't really get my head around how Tony's been called up to the England squad
I don't get it.
and how he's still allowed to play, yet he's admitted all these betting breaches.
It's mental, isn't it?
I don't understand how it's possible for him to carry, like, they're just not making anything of it. I just don't understand what's going on.
I don't know what the rules are.
Maybe he's not been betting on himself.
Doesn't make any difference.
I know, but if he's not, like...
What, for him to keep playing, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he's just been betting on football, as in sticking an acca on a Saturday or something, then... Does it matter?
It's written into all their contracts.
Oh,
isn't it?
yeah,
That
I'm fully aware of that, but I mean, that's what I'm just guessing. I don't know. If he was betting on himself, I don't think he'd still be playing.
It's more the length of time, really, for me, because I know when the Lincoln lad, when they discovered that, and then they charged him, they got it turned around pretty quick, and then he was gone and banned, and it's happened to other players, obviously. And but it's just the length of time. I know there was a Leeds youth player that got done for it, and he was like betting on any old shit, and he didn't even play for the first team. Just betting on any old shit, and he got a massive ban. And
you can bet on anything, just not football.
Is that right? I didn't know that. You can bet on others because you're right.
All that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, because they do, don't they? A little bit of horse racing, don't they? But yeah, it's pretty high up there on stuff you're not allowed to do in it.
Yeah, I mean, even at, when I was playing in non-league stuff, you were allowed to bet on it.
So you get told a reminder every year, would you?
Yeah, and especially when we got like into the FA Cup, FA Cup qualifiers. And
it's very serious when you get in there.
Yeah,
in terms of that sort of thing. But it is crazy that it's the sheer volume as well. What was it, 320 charges or something stupid?
Mental.
There's a few that he's disputed, but in general, he's...
Well, this is what I mean. I don't think, by the sounds of it, I don't think he's actually... he can't... There's no way that I can see that he's actually done it against himself, if that makes sense. I just can't see it. He wouldn't be able to carry on playing if that was the case.
Yeah, you'd be suspended, wouldn't you? You'd have thought.
Yeah.
Pending the investigation, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But how these things work, he's banged to rights, isn't it? They've got the evidence and they've charged him.
Yeah.
It's not like a court of law where you've got to go defend yourself.
Depends what card he plays, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yellow.
He's bet on plenty of reds by the sounds of things. There was a couple of clips in the rounds of him sort of sticking dodgy
one of them
goals
was against Lincoln.
Was it? Whether or not they're linked.
He absolutely poleaxed Michael O'Connor about 40 seconds into the second half.
Oh, I did see that. Maybe he did have a little cheeky bet on himself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think he would still be about playing.
It's the England thing that's got me.
Yeah.
I do understand, like Stubbsy's rightly said, it's if he was betting on himself, you can't really see it. But the England thing, bear in mind he wasn't allowed into the squad, or he was took out of the squad because this was going on.
There's clearly a lot of holes in what they've got again on him. Else he would be hung, drawn and slaughtered by now, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for it to get done.
Hung, drawn and slaughtered. That's another one for your car.
Oh, what was that word we were tagged in the other day?
I tagged you in it.
Wriggle. Wiggle or wriggle room.
Oh.
It was a head scratcher, that for me.
Wiggle room, innit?
That was my first thing. What are you saying, Dan?
I thought it was wiggle room.
Wiggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it
What
as well.
What is the answer?
I don't know.
I don't know what the answer is. But I also know that it's hung, drawn and quartered, not hung, drawn and slaughtered.
I preferred cars in that instance, personally.
Hung, drawn. The same outcome, innit? You're getting quartered or slaughtered, you're still dead.
The quartering bit of that little sequence is minging in it. I remember learning about that at school.
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought, it's not nice.
It's not nice. It's not nice.
What do they do? What is
Don't do it.
Head off.
Hung, drawn and quartered, so you...
Head off and then knock your legs off.
They rip your insides out
your guts out, yeah.
and drag you down the street by your insides.
Sounds
I wish
nice.
Stevenage would do that to Steve Evans.
I don't take them all year. I don't think there is a right and a wrong one, by the way.
Really?
Did you see the birthday or the anniversary post they put up, by the way? Stevenage.
He lost loads of weight at Leeds and he piled it back on.
Pig.
Odious pig.
I hate him. I hate him so much. He just looks horrible, doesn't he?
I'd love him to come on the podcast.
I fucking wouldn't. He'd stink.
Battered Mars bars. Even from Google, I can't work out which is the right one.
What, wiggle room or wriggle room?
Honestly, I don't think
It's not wriggle, is it?
It's got to be wiggle, innit? Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Wriggle out of contracts and stuff.
Yeah, it's not wiggle room, is it?
Oh my God.
We're tired, Carl.
I'm struggling. Back to work after 10
Wriggle.
days off is hard at the best of times, let alone fucking 3:30 in the
How's the cycling going? I enjoyed your dips into the bin in the snow.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that after we had a little got hit by the beast from the east.
I had first race at the weekend. Yeah.
How'd you get on?
8th. Quite happy with that.
Is it getting harder, the standard? As you go up?
Well, it was. I found it well easy on Sunday to Saturday, to be fair. I don't
What,
know.
in comparison?
Yeah, even though it was a level up, yeah.
So what's your biggest race of the year then? What we're targeting?
Lincoln,
Same way like we're getting involved.
Lincoln, obviously.
So the same thing?
Yeah.
God, it's still brutal, that,
14th of May. Entered.
Yeah, you're in?
I haven't been accepted yet. No.
Make sure Matt Wilson's got the sign up again. I was very impressed with that last time.
I need to get in first.
What do you mean?
Let's look at the draw, innit?
Oh, is it? I just assumed it was done on like times and stuff across the year.
Nope.
Look at the draw.
Look at the draw, yeah.
This is an arse about tit way of doing it.
Why?
Oh, I don't know.
Just pull you
It's
out.
only
Of that.
160 entry. You're only 160.
So do you have to be at a certain standard?
Yeah,
and then
so
they
you
just
have
pull
to
you
get
out
into
of
it,
that?
mate.
No, as soon as you get into...
I
as
want
soon
to
as
see
you
you
get-
on one.
As soon as you get your the equivalent, the license required, then it's just names in a hat. I have a slightly better chance because I'm a local boy.
Oh, good.
But it doesn't mean
When is it,
anything.
potentially?
14th of May.
Oh, it's not far off, is it?
I found that the massively positive sign for me is that I entered a couple of these races last year and I found them fucking savage, and I found it easy yesterday on Saturday. And not easy is probably unfair. I found it. I was very
More
much
comfortable.
in control. Like I was absolutely dead last year when I entered them, whereas I was like, could still keep going for another couple of hours here.
Yeah, that's massive. So what's the aim for this year?
Don't set goals.
Just crack on, get stuck in.
Yeah, see what happens.
Is it still going to have some serious riders in it?
Yeah,
Like as every year?
it'll get
it's on the calendar,
it'll
innit?
keep getting better and better. Well, it's a national race, isn't it? There's fucking Americans coming over and all sorts.
Well, they make a Lincoln. It blows their tiny little American minds.
It's quite funny listening to them. They're like, guys, these cobbles aren't even that big. I'm like, fucking hell, mate. Yeah, they are.
They don't have cobbles over there, do they?
Oh, well, I'm used to riding in Belgium and they're so much bigger over there. Fuck off, you yank cunt.
I always forget how much he hates Americans. You're not your cup of tea
Just
at all, are they?
everything's always better for them, innit? Fuck off.
You've been to Tenerife, they've been to 11 Reef.
They are, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, yeah. To be fair.
Every single time with everything. I've always done something bigger and better, haven't you? Yeah, well done.
One thing that's got me with the Yanks is because we had obviously a manager that you have to listen to every week. It's when they say like, because they've got a very shit vocabulary, haven't they? And it's like
Limited.
Like, it's like, yeah, we get what you're saying. We can hear your sentence. You don't have to say like at the end of every sentence. We heard you the first time.
I hate them.
We can understand.
I hate him.
Food's good though, Carl, isn't it?
I couldn't care less.
Food's
Honestly,
good.
Food is good.
It would
over
be
there.
torture for me living over there.
I don't know if you were on the.
The
So if-
Irish accent, however, crikey.
That's a different thing altogether.
Potato.
Oh, just listening to Rachel Blackmore just does bits for me. I think that's why I'm exhausted.
I must admit, it's
A week of her.
in my
been
top three. Wanking and betting. Wanking and betting.
No, I haven't.
Wanking and winners. That's all we're doing here. Back
When do you
yourself
see
each
her
way.
on?
Well, I did. I said, "Come on, Rachel," which I've been wanting to do that for.
She's phenomenal, honestly. She ticks a lot of boxes for me, that woman. She's like right up there for dream girl, I think.
She's right in your wheelhouse, isn't
Oh,
she?
she is, yeah. Oh, she's incredible.
Would you rather date a cyclist or a jockey?
Oh, if they're speaking an Irish accent's right up there.
They're both Irish. I'll level it off for you.
Oh, God. I'm not fussed either.
But you could go out for little bike rides. I say little, fucking
But
20
most-
miles, something
what-
stupid. But
There's quite a overlap in sports. A lot of the jockeys in that cycle to keep their weight off.
we discussed this last week. I don't know how the hell they do it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Impressive.
Yeah, I couldn't be one.
Attendances were down, weren't they?
Yeah, I did notice that.
Were they?
Yeah, massively.
58,000 on the Wednesday, I think it was.
How down? That's a good
10,000-12,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Cost of living.
That and
Strikes, wasn't it?
trains were a contribution, but I don't understand why they put the prices up to. I think it's £100 a head.
Yeah.
They put it up quite.
Even in them cheap seats we were in.
Yeah.
Do you know how many pints of Guinness they were selling in the Guinness
I
Village?
dread to think.
I guess.
What? How many pints
Per day.
per day? Oh my God.
I would say they probably hit.
You run Tipsy Imp. What could you get through?
I would say in 4 days, Guinness Village. I would say
This is Guinness Village alone, not anywhere else at Cheltenham.
Just the Guinness Village.
Solely the Guinness Village.
Pushing 400,000 pints. I would say
What, for the week?
for the 4 days.
Yeah, that's for 300,000. Yeah,
Good work.
that's
Okay.
£7.50
Crazy, innit?
a pint.
£7.50 a pint. Yeah.
What were you paying last year? $7.20.
Yeah.
Then I was on gin and whatever.
You were, yeah, and wine at one
Vodka and
point.
cordial.
I think I'm watching it on the TV and everything was a brilliant perspective. Like, but crikey, I was getting such envy.
Yeah, seeing people there.
Like, I genuinely loved it. Like, because you get to see a little bit more and everything, but it's more the aftermath, like with everybody singing and dancing and whatever. I loved it. I sat there like.
The ITV coverage is good, doing it. It's really well done.
I think I'm gonna try and figure a way that I can go and drink next year. Not sure I'm gonna work it yet. I think I'm just like not gonna eat for a week or something beforehand. So.
For every pint you have, how many miles do you reckon that is on the bike?
A lot. But worth it.
Now you're a finely tuned athlete.
I think I can do one day. I reckon I could get away with one day. Surely. Just don't tell anyone.
Apart from everyone who listens to the podcast.
Surely just like
fucking do
gin
it.
and water or something.
No.
Straight gin?
I want Guinness.
I want Guinness.
And I want it now.
I've had such Guinness envy this last week.
It'll be £8 next year.
Yeah, it probably will. Worth it though. Doesn't really matter when you're winning, does it?
No.
Pays for itself, doesn't it?
Yeah. Could see Dale chirping up as well, wouldn't he? The melt. Oh, your tips went
You went back it in though, didn't you?
Yeah. There's a reason you didn't get the tips, mate.
There's a couple you got like the what? So the I hate to go back on Cheltenham because we'll get yelled at. The one that you said didn't really have a chance in the Gold Cup. Was it just an unreal ride that you just didn't see coming? Just out of interest. And what were you? And what were you on?
I was on a Plutard.
Where did that finish?
Pulled up.
Oh bollocks! So what's your thoughts? Because you said earlier
It got hampered.
It got hampered by a
Plutard
horse
did.
in your falling. Yeah.
Oh, that was another one of your mates.
Yeah.
He was like 14, wasn't
Yeah.
Your mates.
My mate.
he? My mates.
Yeah. Ironically, the two I fancied wiped each other out. Yeah.
They must have known. They must have been listening.
Yeah.
Was it just an unreal ride?
To be fair, though, it was probably one of my smallest gambles of the. No, the horse is clearly immensely talented. I just didn't see it putting it all together.
So, like you say though, you said earlier, it's very rare that you get like. So that's three. There's 3 horses that everyone really fancied, and all 3 came in. And I noticed that a lot of people had some really good wins in the week on. Something Matty or something.
Jazzy Matty.
Loads seemed to be on that, even though it was really big odds. That seemed to be like the inside scoop, that one. You were on that one, yeah?
Yeah.
As you look at me across the room. I knew you would be on that. But that seemed to be the horse that loads of people in the know were on it.
Well, it had the key bit of form for that race is that there was all previous winners of that race hadn't won in their last 2 races, and it was the only horse in the race that hadn't won its last 2 races.
I won't even look at that. But I'm not very good at it.
Yeah.
Well, I had a good week, to be fair.
Dan got an emotional phone call on one day.
I did.
I was in a mess.
Do you want to go into it, or you're not going into it?
I'll go into it a little bit, but yeah. I put a bet on before Cheltenham that had is a Super Hinds that had obviously, which is 7 horses. 3 of them ended up being non-runners. However, one of them was only a non-runner because it went into a different race that I was anticipating and won at 16-1, which was a little bit infuriating.
Kicking the tits.
Yeah, but I'd had 3 winners in this bet already. That was 16-1, 16-1, and 12-1, and I was sat there with
Boa.
Tony.
That's him.
Sat there with a very nice sum of money sat in front of me waiting on one more horse, and no cash out was available to me. But yeah, I literally didn't eat all day. I couldn't sit still. I was just marching around my house, and then the horse came fourth, which, don't get me wrong, still paid a very nice sum of money, but without sounding ungrateful, it
would have been life-changing.
Kind of meant not a lot with the sum that I could have won, especially when you chuck in the horse. That if I'd have picked the right race for it, then it really would have been a fucking silly.
You wouldn't know they're going to change race though.
No, it was.
You can't predict that, can you?
No, it was just one of them. But as I say, it was anti-post. I'm delighted with my outcome of Cheltenham.
We had very different Fridays. I needed one horse to win, so I could win £84 to save my week. We had very different weeks.
I needed 39 quid on the last race to reach a decent sum of money.
That's what I mean.
As a total.
There's levels to this game, isn't there? I was every time my £5 free bet came back on, right, I lost it with the next race. I'm so shit.
To be fair though, like the Friday was a pretty quiet gambling day for me.
You were saying on our WhatsApp group, you're just looking forward to the day.
Yeah, I had obviously my Sky bet 20 quid on the first race, and then I had 3 horses in the second race, a couple of horses in the third race, both of which won at 33 and 25-1, which kind of helped. And then I didn't have a bet. I did have a bet in the Gold Cup. I had not a lot really on a Plutard. I think I had maybe 20 quid each way on it. And then that Fox Hunters race, the 66-1 shot. I think you, Dan, found that somewhere.
You were on that, weren't you, Dan?
Yeah,
didn't really have a bet in that at all.
80s, not
little
60s.
tinker.
Yeah, 80s, yeah. Ridiculous way.
That Aussie horse you gave me did fuck all.
I know, we're up for that as well.
I know you did take your alarm, didn't you?
Where did
Idiot.
it come?
7th.
Still running.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's Australian time, it don't count.
Nah.
I've closed all my betting accounts, so can't.
To Aintree.
Yes.
You big on Aintree?
Yeah, I've already done my Grand National pick sorted.
That's a lottery, though, isn't it?
No.
There was a horse that someone gave on the telly, and I've already forgotten what it was called.
Right.
So that's a shame, innit?
Yeah.
I'll have a look at that, see if I can recognise out. How many horses were in the National?
40.
Fucking Jesus. What a race.
Yeah, but there's a lot of key trends, to be fair, that I've looked at. Yeah.
Spready's out again, innit? Spready.
The spreadsheet's already completed, Walker.
Cheltenham's a better week, though, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. Aintree's kind of like the reserve.
For people like me, innit?
It's still
passing interest.
Well, it's usually for the horses that were either A, not fit at Cheltenham, or didn't quite get the run of the race at Cheltenham, or
so they wanted to put it back in again.
Yeah, like for example, Langer Dan, who won at the festival last year ran at Cheltenham and got brought down at the second hurdle.
Oh, so wants another chance.
After it was really well fancied, so they took it to Aintree and got the win there instead.
So what he's saying is, someone like me is going to recognise a lot of horse names.
There's a couple of stats there for they're usually between 7 and 10 years old that win the national, rated between 146, 160. And then there's loads of niche little things, like they've had at least 7 runs over hurdles, 10 runs over fences, ran at Aintree before. These are all just little niches. Haven't fell before in their career.
Put them all in your algorithm.
I have, and I've got one, 40-1. Talk to me.
Wow. I'll go on names and colours.
Yeah.
I ain't sharing this one on the...
That's fine. I wasn't poking.
No.
Cheer it off air, obviously. Saved my week, that to be given us. I kept as well, obviously. Right, should we go home?
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Oh, I've pressed the wrong button.
Big bad Terry.
All's forgiven, Tibbsy. You have been listening to Gone Off on a Tangent podcast with me, Adam Stocks, him, Carl Stubbs.
I didn't think you spoke these bits anymore. I thought they were recorded.
I haven't recorded this bit because we tend to go into little giggles at the end of these.
Right.
Or something reminds us. So these are all eau de natural.
Oh.
The start bit's now a little button.
Is it?
Yeah, so we can go off on little tangents now if we want to.
That's like a podcast name, that.
Yeah.
Can we go? How
Yeah,
far
we've
did
got
it smell?
2 hours, 52 minutes. Adam Stocks, he's Carl Stubbs.
Good night.
Dan Taylor.
Cheerio.
Thanks for downloading. See you next week. Bye-bye.